going on, guys? Today we have some parts. Now I don't know what all came. I know we have quite a few packages and we're going to be putting each of these parts on today. I also do have one more package coming. It is the front wheel bearings later today. And then my seat cover is supposed to be coming towards the end of the month. And the stuff from eBay, I'm not exactly sure. But I do know right here is an air box. Now, it does come with a new intake boot right there. I'm not sure if it has an air filter in there. I'll have to check that quick. But I did notice the little drain plug in the air box is not in there. I already looked in the package and it claimed in the pictures it came with one. So it looks like I'm gonna have to grab the old one off the old air box. Good thing I'd not throw the old one out yet. Okay guys, so I just forgot, I actually did throw out the old air box, so I guess I'll have to look more in the packaging. I don't see it in the bubble wrap, which is where it was the whole time, and I do not see it in the bag that was in. But as you guys can see, I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it showed like a long plug, like the old one was. Down here in case you got water or something in your airbox, but looks like that hole's plugged up. So I guess we're not gonna have to worry about that stuff getting in there. But if I do get water in the airbox, I'm not sure how I'm gonna drain it unless I just take apart the whole airbox, which I can't do. Like I said, this time an air filter in it, and I do have the old one because it was perfectly fine. I'll probably just give it to the buyer as a spare. But yeah, so there is a new air filter in there. So we're gonna put this back together, and then we're gonna put it on the four-wheeler. It is a good thing. I do know for sure I did keep the screw in the bolt that went in here because it said it came with them, but it was not in the box. So looks like I kind of got a little ripped off here, but I'll go grab those two, and then we're gonna put it on the four-wheeler. All right, guys, I got them. So the bottom is an Allen head, and the top is, I believe, a 10mm bolt. All right, guys, new airbox is on and tight. Now we're gonna move on to one of the next packages. Next, we're gonna open up this box because I have no idea what's in here. Oh, there's a choke lever and the two tail lights. Yeah, it's in there. It's a new whole new choke lever because the old one broke. Two new tail lights. I guess we're gonna open this up quick, and this goes right on the bottom of there, right there, and then the choke cable comes up through here and attaches to it. So actually, guys, I'm having a brain fart. Can't remember how you put this on, so I'm gonna skip this real quick, put these taillights on, and then I'm gonna try to look up a YouTube video on how to do that or something, because I totally forgot how to mount this onto the bike. Four-wheeler, my bad, not bike. Alright guys, this is what the taillights look like. There's two of them. I gotta mount them both on the back. I'll get back with you guys when they're all mounted up. Alright guys, so I'm actually gonna quick show you how these work. So basically, you see these big long threads on the back here, you just put these through, and it comes with these little bags of these nuts and washers, and you put it on the back of the threads, tighten it up, and then that tail light plugs in right there, and then this tail light actually plugs in right there. Actually, no, those are opposite. That tail light hooks up there. That tail light, which is going right here, hooks up back there. As you guys can see, both new tail lights are on. They both work. As you see, I do have a booster pack on there. I think the battery died because I left the key on yesterday. Yeah, they both are on and working. Now I gotta watch a video and do some research on how to put that choke lever back on. Maybe look at that myself some more because I totally forgot, as I said. Alright guys, okay, there it goes. So, turns out my ignition is making me a bad connection. My lights, I turned the key on and my lights weren't turning on, so I was like, oh, well, maybe I drained the battery. So no, so I hooked the booster up to it, didn't make a difference, so I bypassed the ignition, and they worked just fine. Originally, I was going to get a new ignition, but I thought I fixed it, because I never had an issue kickstarting it, but apparently it's not making quite good enough connection to actually work good with these taillights. So they'll like flicker on and off and not do as bright as they should, so I guess I'm going to have to order up a new ignition. Anyways, we're moving on to this package now. Alright guys, looks like this is our carburetor rebuild kit. Alright guys, so we're not going to be rebuilding the whole entire carburetor, we're just going to be replacing a few seals that went bad, because everything else in there worked perfectly fine. The first thing I got to do is take out these 4 Phillips head screws. Alright, around there, as you guys can see, there is no main seal, so I'm going to put that on there. As you guys can see, that new main seal fits. I just got to put it down in that groove. And then I also have to replace the O-ring on the seat. And I'm also going to replace this pin that holds on the float because it is bent and really hard to get in and out. Alright guys, so I got that pin out that holds in the float, and as you can see, It's definitely bent. This is the new one, and that's the old one. And being as this comes in a kit with the seat, the needle, and that little O-ring, I think I'm gonna end up just replacing all of these little components, the needle and stuff. I'll probably just toss on the new float. This isn't the new one, this is the old one, but I'm probably gonna be doing a little bit more than I thought, and it looks like I need to clean this up a little better. As you guys can see, that is very, very nasty and corroded, and that O-ring is basically gone. Not focusing, come on, focus. Yeah, that is nasty. So now that most everything's out, I am going to clean this up quick with some of my carb cleaner, and then I'm going to get back with you guys when I'm putting in that new seat. Alright guys, so I'm done cleaning it. As you see, it comes with a needle, the seat, and the O-ring that goes around the seat, and I have the new float right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is put this little O-ring on the seat on that rim right there. You can see where that O-ring likes to sit. As you guys can see, I just slipped it right on there, and now it goes back down in that hole right there, facing down this way, with that itty-bitty little hole going down into the carburetor. Now we gotta take this little piece and slide it on right there, and then put that little screw through it. Alright guys, it is on there, and you want to make sure that screw's nice and snug, not too tight, but nice and snug to where that it's kind of holding that seat in place. Now we're gonna slip our needle back on to that new float, just like that, and then you just take it and you want to set it down in there. And then you get your pin. Alright, so you see the new pin's in, floats in, and I have that new seal on, so now all we gotta do is put them 4 screws on back on the bowl, and it's all back together. Before you put that bowl on, you wanna make sure that seal is properly seated onto the carburetor. And just like that guys, our carburetor is rebuilt as I'm rebuilding it anyway. I have a new float, a new needle, a new seat, and a new pin, and then a new main seal. I do still have like half of the rebuild kit left. I'll probably just give that to the seller. But yeah, I'm all done with the carburetor now. So now we're gonna just throw this carburetor back on the 4-wheeler, and now we're gonna go on to the next part. Alright guys, so it took me a little while, but I finally have this new carburetor, not new carburetor, but the carburetor hooked up to the new airbox. Hooked up the choke cable, the throttle cable, and now I just gotta figure out that choke lever. Alright guys, I finally got this choke lever figured out, and about 4 or 5 of my parts, more of my parts just came in. But first we're going to tear into this package. Alright guys, so apparently that package was one of my dad's, but the other one, the yellow bag, came with my chain, my fuel petcock, and my chain tensioner. So we're going to throw these on, and I'll get back with you guys when I'm putting them on, and I'll kind of show you guys kind of how it works. And guys, look, this chain even came pre-lubricated. Anyways, this chain, this is a drive chain, that's the front sprocket, that turns this chain and turns this rear sprocket, which is actually off right now. It's right here, which in turn spins both the wheels. And then the chain tensioner goes right here, basically tightens or loosens your chain. The old one was bent, so I needed a new one. And yeah, this is the chain tensioner, as I said, it goes right here. And then the fuel petcock mounts right here, and then your fuel lines go to it, and you can turn it on, off, or just reserve. And it looks like it didn't even come with screws, so I either have to find screws that'll work, or maybe even zip tie it on. Alright guys, I found the stuff that works, so I'm just going to mount this up in 4-wheeler, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when I'm done. Alright guys, so we got it all mounted up, and that is going to be the end of today's video. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 3 of 3 of this Econ Viper 70 project.